until the human race realizes that the only war that's being fought here is for control of our minds and what we perceive as real, and what we choose to respond to. If there's anything that sums up all of indigenous peoples, and I'm not just talking in North America, I'm talking indigenous first peoples on every continent, Kalahari Bushmen in Africa, in Australia, in Asia, Bitakia Yasin, is the awareness that we are all connected. There is no them and there is no us. There is no division. Because when we start to respect all of that, we begin to respect ourselves. Now there's a major, obvious caveat here. When mankind was living in balance with this planet, human population was fairly stable at about 1 billion people. There are 6.1 billion people on this planet alive today who did not exist before oil and natural gas and nuclear power. There is going to be a die-off. That is a balancing. That cannot be averted. I cannot offer some happy Pollyanna solution to that. Love is the only vibration. It's a higher vibration than fear. Our physical reality is a product of our consciousness, which is a product of what we carry in our hearts. And if we carry fear in our hearts to the point where the consciousness is one of fear, then all we would manifest would be more destruction. The means to save, to resurrect, to make amends with, to reconcile with, to heal ourselves with Mother Earth and everything that lives here will only become available to us once we realize that cooperation rather than competition, that love rather than fear is the only state of consciousness in which we can successfully live. And lo and behold, those are the ways our ancestors lived 40,000 years ago. Those are the ways the Lakota lived on the plain, the way the Apache lived in the desert, the way they lived in South America, the way the indigenous people, they lived in a state of love and balance for everything. But we are drunken humans on this mad, addictive desire for another line of cocaine, another dose of cheap energy, another car, another joke, what? Look at where it has brought us. Now that all of human race stands at the brink of extinction, and we may die, life will go on, spirit's going to be fine, we're just going to go some other place. I don't believe death is an end, it's a door. You go through it. You know, Crazy Horse, the great mystic, said the spirit world's more real than this one. He wanted to spend more time there than here, because this place gets to be real hard sometimes. But we stand at this most amazing moment, the end of the fourth sun. There is an answer. Now, 7 billion souls aren't going to make that, I don't think. It would be nice. It might happen. I don't know what miracles lie out there. But one thing that people on this planet it's really starting to sink in is what we've been doing is not working. What the whole human race has been doing. Until you change the way money works, you change nothing. You have to stop infinite growth. We can't feed any more people, we can't fit any more people on the planet. Human population is still growing exponentially, although the die-off is pretty significant now, and it's going to get a lot more pronounced. But beyond all of that, now Fukushima and climate collapse have brought us to a place where we face the end of our species within 17 years. At the outside, 2030, 2040. The only way, if we want to live and if we want children to live after us, is to stop human industrial activity right now. Otherwise, we're an alcoholic, cocaine addict, heroin addict, sitting at a bar stool weighing 80 pounds, anemic, trying to convince ourselves that we look good with AIDS and herpes and all these damn diseases. We're slamming booze down our throat, we're sticking a needle in our arm, we're snorting the line, and we're committing suicide saying everything's under control. It ain't. It's just a way for me to celebrate the fact that everything that I'm looking at here and I'm experiencing is alive and is a relative of mine, so that I can greet relatives the way I would greet the humans greet relatives in their own family. went through this huge epiphany in 2012. This was right as all this crisis happened, when I gave up CollapseNet. People like me and Guy McPherson and Dmitry Orlov, many of us who have walked this path for a long time, we all realized that in 2012 that by Cartesian analysis, we had encountered a number of problems that it was not possible to solve. Okay? Now it's become that much more in our faces. And if I'm happier now, it's because, shit, I've been walking the walk I've been walking for 35 years, being called an idiot, you know, being attacked, threats on my life, being discounted, being a faithful scout who brought the reports back. And over time, my reports have been found to be honorable and true. I'm a scout for all two-leggeds. Two-leggeds mean native reference for all human beings. My scouting reports have been good. That's why you're here talking to me now. I'm enjoying this, not just because I'm tripping on its exciting times and I'm getting off on the world ending. It's like, I'm so not alone anymore. I was one of the first, man. The scout walks alone. It's the loneliest walk of all, and that's why it's respected, and that's why it's hardest. I didn't know this until I met my Indian teacher. That's why the scout's knife is sharp on both edges. This is the scout's knife because it cuts your life to go out into the world of the enemy and see what they are and who they are and how they live and how they operate, and to experience the belly of the beast. You got to bring back a good scouting report. You got to do it with honor. But once you get to the belly of the beast, you have to make your way back to the light, to balance. And the scout walks alone. It's hard. And I didn't appreciate all this, you know, fully until now. But so when I say I'm getting off on this, I'm sorry. You have to allow me that I spent a lifetime earning the right to smile when I realize that I'm not alone and I see other really exceptional people rising up and innovating and kicking ass and leading. Leading. Somebody asked me, you know, to slow down on my Facebook page and remember the everyday man. And I said, I gave up on the everyday human a long time ago. Now I only serve the exceptional ones. I serve the warriors. I serve the ones who are out there, who are the best of the best. And that makes us all sharper together because nobody's as smart as all of us. I get feeds from all over the world. And I can really see and participate in this awakening that is taking place. And it's one of those great dramas. Will the awakening happen in time to make a difference? And I don't know that it does make a difference. And this is where I've come to just in the last 2 or 3 weeks, looking at climate collapse in Fukushima, which is that I think we're all dead. But I'm utterly convinced that the state of mind we are in when we die will make all the difference in the universe as to where we find ourselves once we've walked through the door. You know, I firmly believe that the level of consciousness and love that we carry and we create, and the people that we surround ourselves with, what we hold in our hearts at the moment of our death makes all the difference in the world. There are people who would lay down and die. Well, that's not a warrior's path. You know, just give up, just get loaded, just get stoned, just party. Well, that doesn't, you get tired of that real quick if you try it. But it's what's in your heart, it's what you're doing. It's the warrior's way. You fight until the last minute. One way or another, no matter what happens, there is a balancing that's coming. There is a balancing that is here, that it is now. And what's left for us is to decide how we're going to face it and what's important. But between climate chaos and Fukushima, there shouldn't be anything else that anybody anywhere on the planet is concerned about. Because unless those are dealt with, we're all dead anyway.
Do you realize that you have the most beautiful face. Do you realize we're floating in space? Do you realize that happiness makes you cry? Do you realize that everyone you know someday will die? And instead of saying all of your goodbyes, let them know you realize that life goes fast. It's hard to make the good things last. You realize the sun doesn't go down. It's just an illusion caused by the world spinning round. Do you realize Do you realize that everyone you know someday will die? And instead of saying all of your goodbyes, let them know you realize that life goes fast. It's hard to make the good things last. You realize the sun doesn't go down. It's just an illusion caused by the world spinning